Right, Bellshill Coal Bing Crosby, part 2, sticking down there. Now, up ahead is a pub called the Orb. My mammy used to work in the Orb in Bellshill. Some of the scenes in Train Spotting 2 were filmed in the Orb. So we'll use this as the starting and the finishing point, right? Show Mish Moneypenny. Let's have a look at Lanarkshire's insane industrial passing. Right, so the Bellshill Coal Bing, imagine where else are you getting content like this? Where are you getting it, eh? So on the right hand side is the Bellshill Coal Bing, right? And this is us driving round about it. I should have put my mileometer on, odometer, and seen exactly what type of distances that were involved in driving round the coal bin. Anyway, it's on the right hand side. It tails off here. Let's not drive across the roundabout anymore. Tails off here and goes up to the right. So there's still some of it on the right. Up ahead we should be able to stop and I'll show you it again. Is anybody interested in this type of thing? I'm old, aren't I? I see things I think are interesting and I film them and stick them up on YouTube. What else can we say? The weather today is phenomenal. Look at it. Scotland in full bloom. What is not to love? So we'll drive around here. I'll pick the camera back up. And I used to walk this road all the time as a kid and I can't even remember what the name of it is anymore. But anyway, on the right hand side, there's a coal bin. Let me pull over. It's changed, it's not changed beyond all recognition, but it has changed. That lady crossover, so is there any cars coming? Never stop underneath a corner. Right, so that's up ahead. In front of the school park you can see the line of trees behind the buildings, right? Let's continue on our merry mission. So it's still on the right hand side. Hamilcombe Road. Used to walk home this way from my school, so as a child. I can still remember the names of half the families that lived here. Straight ahead on the left hand side was my wee granny's house. That's certainly changed. That's a lot of done. Right. And what's this street called? God. I should know, my God. It's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. So, Orbiston Community Hub. That wasn't there when I was a kid. So let's go bing hunting, bing bashing. There are shops over on the left hand side. When I was a young guy, a couple of my dodgy neighbours broke into the shop. They knocked a hole through the roof, piled up stuff in the floor, took it back out, but the shop sold alcohol, so they decided to start drinking the alcohol. They got mad steaming drunk, fell asleep in the shop. The next morning, when the shopkeeper arrived, he spotted them, phoned the police, and they got arrested. I think back in the days you actually got to jail for doing that type of thing. I don't know if you get to jail for very much in this day and age, right? So on the right hand side again, you can see the bing popping up. There we go. There's a car behind the rooftop. So it's on the right hand side and just ahead is where we start. How long's the video? 5 minutes. So it took us 5 minutes to drive around about it at what, 10, 20 miles an hour. I don't know if that gives you an idea of the scale, but it is massive. The other interesting thing about coal bins, where they store tailings from coal, is apparently the tailings are full of rare earth metals because they were mined so deep in the earth. So I think it's getting to a point where it's viable to process all the tailings from the coal mines and extract rare earth metals. So that's us back to where we started, right? I should hang up here, but because I'm not in Bellshill very often, because we're listening to the reminiscing of an old guy, we're going to stop outside the Orb pub. Some of the scenes in Trainspotting 2 were filmed inside it, upstairs. It was my mum worked in it, God bless her. And I'll tell you something else, my mum worked in the Orb. We were piss poor and she claimed benefits. My mum was a benefit cheap. What about that? Imagine admitting that. How can you say that? Well, there's another story attached to it. She brought up 4 kids. My daughter had left the house and my eldest brother just got a job in the oil industry. My second brother, my mum managed to get him to university, and he later on he ended doing very, very well in the oil game. So whatever pennies my mum scammed off the government to try to get my brother through university, the government more than got back. I don't think it's even open anymore. The government more than got it back from the inordinate amount of tax he's paid. My eldest brother was a metallurgist. He used to service and rebuild gas turbines. It was a high earning job. My sister did a bit of property development. I was just too caught up in music and all that type of malarkey to ever make any real sums of money. I have made money a few times in my life, but I never seem to be able to keep a hold of it. I just can't keep the consistency going. However, as I said, the brother above me, he ended up travelling all over the world. He was a mining and petroleum engineer, and he paid a lot of tax. So what's the moral of this story? Don't have a downer on wee women, WUMMIN. They're out there working their fingers to their bones to try to keep some kind of semblance of normality for their kids. Don't point the finger at them and call them evil. There's massive companies like Amazon and all the rest of it that avoid paying tax. They're much more detrimental to your country's economy and your country's health than my mother ever was. And if there's a key to countries becoming economically viable, it's about having cheap energy, highly educated workforce, and a decent infrastructure for the country. So, thank you all for watching. My Bellshill reminiscing. Mansfield Road. I used to live further along that road, down that way. Anyway, in the 1970s, Bellshill, everybody took care of their gardens, and there was a lot of employment and a lot of good jobs in the steel industry. By the middle of the 1980s, the place looked as if a bomb had hit it. It's great to see it rising from the ashes, just like Glasgow. However, I think the point of this video is you need an industrial base, don't you? For any economy to be successful and to succeed, you need an industrial base. You've got to produce tangible things you can touch and export. Insurance is great, cappuccinos are great, but the UK, by and large, doesn't have cheap energy anymore. A lot of our university programmes are pushing people into degrees that are great for the people doing the degrees, but they're not great for the benefit of the country as a whole. And the infrastructure in Scotland, I mean, the roads are absolutely falling to pieces, which is hard to get your head around. But Thank you all for watching. What a beautiful day it is. Right, take care. Bye.